the blending and the blending and the blending and the blending take it off for you. So whatever. Um, you like when I do the natural look, I'm always saying, destroy your work, destroy your work. Well, like when I say that, like kind of destroy it, but like that's what I'm always saying. I'm not with this, but I'm saying because you have to press the shit in. Um, but like I'm saying with the natural look, which actually I'm going to do a natural look, I think, as I mentioned yesterday, but I'm going to do it like a director would want her at lunch. Uh, so, in other words, kind of made up, but not like noticeably. Like one of the no-nos is to have color on the face. You don't want any color on the face. You know, you'll notice that you don't see a lot of uh, you don't see a lot of women made up with green eyes or blue eyes or you know anything like that. We're going to do a little bit of contouring. Not really a big fan of contouring, but there's certain parts that require contouring. Now, instead of taking like a pencil or whatever, I'm just going to do a mark like that. Don't worry, blending solves all problems. I'm going to do a mark like that. I tend to do it a little bit closer to the apple, just because I don't want to have to keep going over and going over and going over. Now, one thing I do differently, if it's of any interest to anybody, or not do differently, well, how would I know that I do it differently? That's arrogant. Is I take this pink-ish, and instead of going here, I go up into the temple. Be that as this may, I don't know what y'all think of that, but that's what I do anyway. I don't go where the cheekbone would go. I go up and into the temple with the color, and that's really all the color I'm going to give myself, to be honest with you, because otherwise I'm going to be a pink mess. Now, one thing I did not do is I didn't kind of pat this down. I did actually. I pat it down. Okay. I try to stay away from too much between the eyes. Don't worry, we're almost done. I just have to do lips. Because I tend to get like really crinkly between the eyes. And especially with the natural look, that is, I'm always like, if I do the natural look, like for camera or whatever, I'm always like, you know, rub, 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 rub. Like the last thing I do is like rub, 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 rub over that area. Okay, now I'm working on my lips. I am not using a lip pencil because there's this, you know, first of all, light strokes from the outside, following your natural lip line. Don't worry about getting it too perfect all the way to the ends. Obviously, pay attention to it, but you might end up with what you want by not like focusing too much on the edges, because then you guys, I have no glasses on. It doesn't make me a hero, but it's just showing you what I can do with no glasses on, which I hope is going to continue. I don't want to say this is like, oh, it's working, it's working, but at least it's, anyway, to do that. Don't try to follow your little heart or redraw it. Now you'll notice I do not do a lot of stuff in my life. Outside in. The other reason with drag that you would always outline with a pencil, well, outline it with whatever you want, but a pencil, you know what you're doing? You're actually giving yourself a stencil to follow for the rest of the evening. Because, girl, there is not always good lighting in the restaurant at the club. And as such, you are not, hold on. What you're prone to potentially doing is going over your lips where you originally wanted them to be. So first ladies and gentlemen, and whoever you identify as, having the stencil at least already drawn onto the face gives you a paint by numbers. So you don't mess up your shit. Okay, now I did not go and buy, good God, where is that? Let me just see one thing because I don't see it. I don't see my lipstick. Oh, there it is. Duh. Right in front of me. Always remember plain sight. Okay, now in order to get the purple effect that I did with the blue, I'm just going to have to do glitter again because I used a hot purple. And good luck finding any kind of hot purple. Again, now I'm going over gently where I put my stencil. Consistency, you guys, consistency. Don't screw up your shit by trying to redraw shit and fix shit, unless you absolutely have to. Because you're just easily, which I'm kind of doing right now, just go kind of straight in to your little cusp there. Unless you want like something totally different, a Crawfordy thing happening. Which again, if you go for overdrawing your lips in drag, ooh girl, you better not drink. But to each his own. Okay, so I basically I basically have the color where I want it to put the purple on. But what I'm going to do with the right brush, which is this one, actually I'm going to use, if I can find it, I'm going to use this one. You guys, durability was everything, I swear to God. I told you last night, I used to put lip sealer on. Probably already mentioned this. Not in this show, I don't think. Actually, with my lipstick in the hearse, always a clutch bag, by the way, ladies. Always. No, I want to put a little bit right there. And okay, no, so we have this pre-glitter thing happening. I promise I'm not going to be eating glitter. How should we put it on? With this? Yeah, probably with the same thing we use the lips for. Okay, purple glitter. Here we go. It's just to give you the idea that I went with a silver, and I know none of that makes any sense. It doesn't match. But I wasn't known for, first of all, I wasn't known for matchy-matchy in any way, shape, or form. This was usually in a hot purple. And this is, it's darker than the hot purple. But what the reason that is also is because I used red as the base. So it's gonna not be so hot, purpley, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm just, without glasses, gonna go more on the bottom because I'm gonna wanna put a little bit of shimmer on the middle part. So there's really no point in doing any glitter and then putting it over more glitter. So if I can tell without my glasses on. Now I'm not going to do blue to pick it up. I'm not going to catch it with some blue. I'm going to catch it with some silver. And you guys, we are actually like 2 clicks from being done. Now, here is where I want it, on the parts of the lip that would stick out. On a normal lip, doesn't have to be too exact. And same with the top, where it might bang, pop. I usually go where light would hit you overhead. Like, imagine, okay, you're lit from above yourself. So follow those, especially like for, if you do the natural look and you don't want that, then one last part, which is obviously the bottom, you guys, we can see at the bottom, lost some of its purple because of the silver. Okay, so you guys, aside from a little brush up to even things out, make sure I'm not like, I mean, this one could use, let's take one last chance. Let's take one last chance. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna take, I won't keep you, I just want, I don't like this curling as much as it does. That's it. And on top, and one more there. Boom, that's how I like it. Okay, so I'm not gonna keep you, I'm not gonna keep you, I'm not gonna keep you because why? This like completely gives you the idea of what a night in the, shall we say, winter season. This is Sean's winter season. I wasn't seasonal. Are you kidding, you guys? Now, before we go, I'm going to show you one thing that's going to horrify you. But like I said, drag was durability, and this is what we did. We didn't use sealant. I mean, we didn't use, what's that spray? This is what we did to hold shit on for hours. Hairspray, you guys. I kid you not. Just the eyes. Keep your eyes closed for a little bit. Obviously, you don't want to like have your eyes be swallowing hairspray, and boom, open, and boom, you're done. I'm all done. So I don't want to drag this out because it's already a long show. But anyway, this would be the, if you're going to be seasonal, go this way. And then the other one, I guess, could be considered not summer, but who knows. I'll see you soon. Bye.